Good evening, everybody, and good morning in Manila. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm Alma Inocentes, your host for this evening. Tonight's topic is a very interesting one for many of us Philams and Filipinos currently abroad. For sure, I am personally interested since I have been thinking about this myself. And tonight is an informational webinar about preparing for a successful return and reintegration presented by the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce of Metro Washington, D.C., or PACC-DC, in cooperation with the Philippine Overseas Labor Office, Washington, D.C., or POLO-WDC for short. When we say return and reintegration, of course, that means going back home to the Philippines. Before anything else, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Consul General Jose Victor Chan Gonzaga. Glad you could join us, Conjan. Also, thank you to our sponsor, ahgdirect.com and the Golden Green LLC. We will hear more about them in a little while. First, I'd like to call on our Chamber's Executive Vice President, Mike San Juan, to say a few words. Mike has been in the forefront of the vaccine drive, and PACC-DC has been right there along with him in this endeavor. We are very proud of his efforts. Mike?
Thank you very much, Olma. On behalf of Christina Season and the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, I would like to welcome everyone to one of the series of webinars of the Chamber. I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone for their unwavering support and commitment. I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot of questions and are very excited to learn more about the challenges in returning back to the Philippines, as well as reasons for a successful return. Incidentally, I would like to invite everyone for an upcoming vaccination drive that we're doing. The Chamber, together with MedSPAC and the Philippine Embassy, is hosting a vaccination drive on June 5 at the Philippine Embassy from 8:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. So anybody who's missed their vaccination, please be there. Thank you, and back to you, Alma.
Actually muted. Thank you, Mike, and thank you for that public service announcement. All right, also to give us a few words is the Labor Attaché of POLO-WDC, Angela Librado Trinidad. Unfortunately, she is unable to join us live, but we do have a video which we will now view.
Almost 500,000 Filipino migrant workers all over the globe were either temporarily or permanently displaced because of COVID-19. This is on top of the number of workers who customarily return upon the termination of their contracts or because of personal emergencies. The Philippine Embassy and the Philippine Overseas Labor Office WDC assisted last year the repatriation of about or almost 20,000 seafarers and almost 500 land-based OFWs in the United States and Caribbean islands. We had watched countless hearts broken and dreams shattered because of the loss of jobs and opportunities by reason of the pandemic. However, we also witnessed how our Philippine government, through the leadership of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, quickly responded by not only providing palliative mitigating measures through financial and logistical support, but also reinforcing return and reintegration programs that are embedded in the different agencies, foremost of which is the Department of Labor and Employment, under Secretary Sylvester Bello, and the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration. I read somewhere that home is where all our stories should begin. And so while the circumstances of some of our OFW's return might have been abrupt, unexpected, and unfortunate, the Philippine government shall exert all its efforts to ensure your successful return and reintegration. Since last year, POLO-WDC through OWA and the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce DC have embarked on a series of webinars featuring government reintegration programs as well as existing collaboration and partnership efforts of the government with civil society and the private sector to provide direct, accurate, and relevant information to all those who have been forced to or wish to return to the Philippines. Tonight is another event that seeks to remind you of these efforts, or if not, affirm what you already have heard or read somewhere. We hope for a fruitful discussion, and on behalf of the Philippine Overseas Labor Office and the Philippine Embassy and PACC. We welcome you to this webinar.
Okay, now let's hear a little bit of our sponsors. Here to say a few words is Ajo Gonzalez, Business Development Specialist from AHG Direct Products and Services. Ajo?
Yes, good evening. Let me share my screen. Check. Sound check? Okay. Hi, good evening. Ako po si Ajo Gonzalez. Hello, parang kailan lang po tayong mga OFW, parang nagpaalam tayo sa ating mga pamilya. We were so scared and at the same time looking forward to the income we expect to earn. Now, pabalik na po tayo. What's next? Good evening po. Ako po si Ajo Gonzalez. Napunta po ako dito sa States as computer programmer. Lahat po ng kapatid ko, parents ko nasa Pilipinas. Actually, birthday po ng daddy ko ngayon. Pero nasa heaven na po siya last year. Rewarding naman po ang trabaho pero medyo malungkot kasi wala ka po rin sa sa Christmas picture nila every year. So 34 years na po ako rito. So ganun po matagal na. Kaya I'm looking forward to eventually spending more time sa Manila. Kagaya po ninyo, malamang. And gusto ko po magnegosyo. Ayan po si Ajo. Kaya I'm looking forward to eventually spending time there, kami po ni Mrs. ang aking high school crush, si Hermie, ay nag-umpisa po ng negosyo. This is how we found out about JC because we were always looking for brands, Philippine brands. JC is actually a franchisor with several online business models. Meron sila ng health and beauty franchise. So ito yung una naming nakita. Kasi kabilang po rito yung mga sikat na Calvit C at saka sikat din dito worldwide yung Kojic soap. Siguro alam nyo po yan. Kasama rin po ang delivered food online franchise. So mga food po, i-order lang ng customer, dadating na po. So marami pong different concepts yan, kasama po lahat yan. And then kasama rin po ang copper mask franchise nila. Meron din po silang ino-offer yung mask, antimicrobial at saka yung air purifier. And then po, ito po, ang unang-unang Filipino-owned Tok delivery franchise. Kasama rin po yan. Sila rin po ang nag-isip nito, ang JC. Hindi natin alam na karamihan pala po ng mga delivery service franchise, actually hindi franchise, they're owned by foreign nationals. Okay? And nagdagan po nila ng unique to Filipino offering, mga pabili service. And eventually they will have the Tok Mall, which can allow you to buy any product within the stores. So, lahat po itong business models na to as they're on their own is actually very, very good, very stable, very profitable. Pero we discovered something bigger. Kung maraming potential franchisees na gustong kumuha nito, malaki rin po at merong napakalaking forward-looking company na franchisor with a very strong IT company, very innovative business packages, and an award-winning leadership with a heart for their employees, their franchisees, and their customers. Napakalaking opportunity ang maging isang franchise broker din. So a franchise broker can generate referral fees from 1,000 to 5,000 to even 100,000 for commissions. Kasama na rin po ang free trainings on how to do Facebook ads, kasama po lahat yan. And you can also earn a free car, a dream house, and a house and lot of your choice. So kasama po lahat yan. Ano po ang qualifications to become a franchise broker? Well, we want you to be a good person with a helping heart, and you must be a franchise holder for just like everyone else. And of course, to do the business, you need cell phone and internet. So yan lang po ang qualifications, but I can't do too much of an explanation right now, but we would like to invite you to one of our presentations. So just email us and then mention PACC, and at least so we know that we contacted you, reached us through here, and we will help you along the way. So marami pong salamat. Thank you PACC for giving me a chance to share this opportunity with our Filipinos coming home. Welcome back home.
Thank you, Ajo. And also, of course, we will give you the contact information for questions later. We can also type that in the chat box. Okay, so now we'll hear about Gold and Green, our other sponsor, Gold and Green LLC. So Gold and Green LLC, or
we all love the great outdoors, but the fact is we spend 9/10 of our time indoors. And this air we're breathing for 90% of our lives, it's potentially harmful. The EPA lists indoor air pollution as one of the top 5 risks to our health, thanks to these invisible pollutants. Dangerous microorganisms can cause infectious disease. Dust mites are a common cause of allergic reactions. Volatile organic compounds from household cleaners can have short and long-term health effects. But here's the good news. You can relax and take a deep breath because Healthway has developed the next generation of air purification technology. Introducing the Healthway Deluxe with a revolutionary disinfecting filtration system. A 360-degree air intake covers the entire area. A 7-stage pre-filter captures harmful gases, chemicals, and odors. The main filter removes more than 99.99% of particulates, 4 times stronger than HEPA-approved units. And the patented germ capture zone eliminates 99.99% of viruses, bacteria, and mold from the air as it passes through the unit. Armed with these innovations, the Healthway Deluxe delivers a performance that's as comprehensive as it gets. Your home will be 90% cleaner in just 30 minutes. It's a surefire way to start living healthier in your living room, and the latest example of how we breed innovation.
okay, that actually was supposed to speak first, but we had the video first, so we're gonna go and do my voiceover. So Gold and Green LLC, or GNG for short, is a Virginia-based company offering health and wellness products and services through their different programs. Their Fork Road Principal program offers life and health coaching services. Their coaching programs range from life, health, cleansing, spiritual, relationships, and financial. Specialized coaching to cope with stress, anxiety, and depression through neurokinesis techniques is also offered. The past year has been especially trying with the pandemic. Things happen, life happens. GNG is ready to help. And under GNG's The Air We Breathe program, that's the video you saw, GNG, in partnership with Healthway family of brands, offers residential and commercial solutions with the latest in air purification technology. For more than 30 years, Healthway has provided the most effective technology to improve indoor air quality with the utmost respect for the environment. Their innovations are used worldwide in numerous types of applications, from medical facilities and clean rooms to classrooms, residences, hotels, and cruise ships. Okay, so that is GNG Gold and Green LLC. Okay, to our attendees and viewers, we will have a question and answer portion after we hear from our speaker. And you may type in your question in the Q&A box of the Zoom meeting, or the chat box. You can do that too. Okay, all right. I'm sure our attendees and viewers are excited to hear from our speaker. By the way, tonight's webinar is an introduction for a workshop that our speaker will hold for us. And we have scheduled the 4 Saturdays of July for this workshop. Our speaker will say more about this later. We are fortunate to have a very experienced and knowledgeable speaker, Ms. Mai Dizon-Anonuevo. She is the Executive Director of Global Academy on Migration and Development, Chairperson of the Board of Attica Overseas Workers and Communities Initiative Incorporated, and a Board of Trustee of the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration. Ms. Mai worked in Germany for 7 years with the Frankfurt Institute for Women Research on the situation of migrant women in Germany. She has been front and center in migration and development issues, such as addressing social costs of migration, gender responsive and development-oriented reintegration, and mainstreaming migration in governance for more than 30 years. She's involved in training national and local government agencies, NGOs, private sector, and migrant and family organizations from ASEAN countries, the Middle East, and Europe. She is a consultant to various UN agencies, UN Women, International Labour Organization, International Organization for Migration, and International Fund for Agriculture Development. Whew. After learning all this about you, Ms. Mai, all I can say is, who better to give us this presentation on preparing for a successful return and reintegration than her, right? Ms. Mai, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Olma. While you are reading that, naisip ko, ang tanda ko na pala. More than 30 years in the field of migration. Good evening sa lahat, and here in the Philippines, good morning sa lahat sa inyo. And I'm so glad of this opportunity. No, matagal na natin pinag-uusapan ito, and I'm glad no we are able to do it. In fact, marami nang nagre-request sa amin na i-bring yung program namin and yung aming training program sa US and Canada. And palagi yung sinasabi namin sa kanila, do you need this kind of training? Kasi of course, ang alam natin, pag US and Canada, hindi na uuwi yan, mag-i-immigrate na sila. No, wala na silang balak umuwi sa Philippines, no? Pero sabi nila no, hindi yan. Kasi marami sa amin, dadalhin yung family, pero marami pa rin yung after working here, gusto pa rin naming umuwi sa Philippines, no? Dahil wala pa rin kasing ganda yung nandun ka sa bansa mo. And I'm sure yun yung pangarap ng marami, no, to retire in the Philippines. Yung iba naman, mga hindi nakasama yung mga families, I think that we have also in this connected dito sa work ninyo is also reaching out to the Caribbean, and most of them, they really have plans of going back home. Ngayong no panahon ng pandemic, mas nakita namin yung value nitong work na to. Kasi before, itong usapin ng reintegration hindi masyado tong pinag-uusapan, or even sa mga overseas Filipino, hindi na masyadong, kumbaga parang matagal pa yan. Tsaka ako naintindihin yan. No? We live kasi yung what is important is now. Kaya lang, ngayong panahon ng pandemic, nakita namin, by the way, we already, as of April, no, yung data ng OWA, we have already about 530,000 na umuwi because of the pandemic. So ang laki niyan na number. And unfortunately, marami sa kanila hindi handang umuwi. Despite the fact na 10 years na sila, 15 years, 20 years nasa labas ng bansa, pag tinanong mo sila, sasabihin nila, hindi pa rin hindi pa rin kami makakapag for good. Kailangan pa rin naming umalis. Why? Kasi marami sa kanila wala pa rin silang ipon. And you wonder, diba? Bakit kaya ganon? So I think very relevant, especially now, very relevant itong topic natin. Paano ba talaga yung successful na paghahanda sa muling pagbabalik sa Philippines? So I'll share with you, ano bang ibig sabihin ng reintegration? Okay. So can you see my slides? So ito yung outline ng presentation ko, no. Bakit ba hindi nga nakaka-uwi despite long years? Ano ba yung barriers to successful reintegration? Ano ba yung mga factors that will contribute to a successful reintegration ng mga overseas Filipinos natin? At paano ba tayo magpe-prepare for returning home? So una, ano ba yung reintegration? Ito yung sa Tagalog, muling pagbabalik. Sa atin, ang tawag natin dito mag-for good. Ito yung matagumpay na muling pagbabalik sa Philippines. And yung iba, no, sabi nila, bakit nyo kami pinababalik, no? Bakit nyo ko pinababalik? Meron na bang trabaho sa Pilipinas, no? So, ibig bang sabihin nito, pinababalik na natin yung mga Pilipino na nasa abroad? Pag pinag-uusapan natin yung preparing to return home, no? Of course not, no? Hindi naman ito yung ibig sabihin. When we advocate for integration, ang ibig lang sabihin natin dito, kailangan ninyong paghandaan yung muling pagbabalik sa Philippines, yung overseas Filipino at yung family. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng Reintegration Preparedness Program ng government natin, no? So ano ba yung reintegration? sinasabi namin reintegration is a process. Normally kasi tayo iniisip natin, yung reintegration ay gagawin natin pag nasa Pilipinas na tayo. No? Mali ito. Actually, reintegration is a process that starts from pre-departure. No? Paalis ka pa lang, pinaghahandaan mo na. We have such a thing as you have to have the end in mind. Start with the end in mind. No? Kasi ibig sabihin, alam mo kung ano yung gusto, yung goal mo, kung bakit ka umaalis. That's part of reintegration preparedness. No? On-site, habang nasa job site ka, habang nasa labas ka ng bansa, hinahanda mo na rin, unti-unti mo na rin hinahanda kung ano yung gusto mong maging buhay pag uwi mo sa Philippines. And of course, yung return phase, ini-implement mo na lang dapat ito. Kaya lang hindi nangyayari ito sa atin ngayon kung bakit hirap na hirap yung ating mga overseas Filipino. Kasi normally tayo, pinag-iisipan natin yung muling pagbabalik mga 2 years bago tayo umuwi. No? Kahit na 20 years tayong nasa labas ng bansa, pag-iisipan natin yung muling pagbabalik on the 18th year ng pag-uuwi natin. Doon tayo maghahanda at magmamadali. Kaya yun yung dahilan kung bakit hindi. No? Kaya hirap na hirap yung ating mga marami sa mga muling umuwi sa Philippines, feeling nila naging failure yung pag-abroad nila because of this. No? So, ano ba yung kailangan? Ano ba yung kailangang preparation kapag gusto mong maghanda sa muling pagbabalik sa Philippines. So actually, meron tayong tatlong kailangang paghandaan. Yung first, yung financial. Ibig sabihin, ito, aware tayo dito, diba? Alam naman natin sa Philippines, naririnig ko nga yung iba sabi niya, masarap yung buhay sa Pilipinas basta marami kang baong pera. Which is true, of course. Kahit naman saan, diba? But yun yung unang-una na kailangan natin ay handang-handa tayo. We have enough funds to return for good. Either capital sa negosyo o kaya meron tayong access sa capital na pwede na tayong mag-retire sa Pilipinas na hindi na nagtatrabaho. No? Kung may pension tayo. Because marami tayong alam, ganun yung mga plano nila. No? Magtrabaho ako dito, hintayin ko yung pension ko. Kasi kapag sa Philippines ko ginastos yun ay more than enough. Yun yung kanilang plano. No? Pangalawa, kailangan din ng emotional preparation. No? Psychologically prepared yung ating overseas Filipino na umuwi na for good. No? At na makasama yung pamilya. At ganun din yung family. No? Emotionally prepared sila na psychologically prepared na uuwi na si nanay, uuwi na si tatay at dito na siya for good. Bakit kailangan itong emotional preparation? Bansa mo naman yun, diba? Pamilya mo naman yun. Pero alam nyo, sa matagal na pagtatrabaho namin dun sa usapin ng migrasyon, nakita namin, for those na umalis ng Pilipinas for more than 5 years, no? Lalo na yung mga 20 years na nasa labas ng bansa, hindi madali sa kanila yung pagbabalik sa Pilipinas. Nagkakaroon sila ng problema, no, emotionally, psychologically, na mag-adjust dun sa buhay sa Philippines. No? Ito yung experience namin. Yung first 6 months ng pag-uwi nila, ang gagawin nila, mumurahin nila yung buhay nila sa Pilipinas. No? Ang init, ang daming alikabok, malangaw, malamok, lahat ng mga discomfort. Kasi nasanay na sila sa comfort ng buhay sa no. There are a lot of things you take for granted, no. Yung technology na nga lang no. Ako na experience ko 'yan nung umuwi ako from short lang yung ko sa Germany. It was only 7 years pero and we were preparing for the yung anak namin yung sabi namin baka mahirapan siyang mag-adjust kasi hindi siya sanay sa Tagalog, yung mga ganun. Siya yung iniisip namin. But kami yung mas ng problema. Kasi siya madali siyang naka-adjust. Kami, nahirapan kami dahil nung time na yun, nung umuwi kami, parang hihintayin mo pa yung dial tone sa telephone, no? Para may makausap ka sa outside of your municipality. So, ang daming adjustments. And kailangan prepared ka, no? Buo yung loob mo na uuwi ka na talaga for good. And may emotional preparation. It's not only that, yung situation sa environment, but also your family. Kasi imagine you have been away from your family for a long time. Ganon din, adjust na yung mga bata na wala ka. And then magsasama kayo ulit. Nagkakaroon talaga ng mga clashes. No? Minsan sinasabi ng mga bata, sana wala ka na lang. Kasi ang dami mong rules. No? Kasi hindi sila nasanay sa rules. So, these are the things na kailangang pag-usapan at kailangan both na prepared yung family no, so, dun sa muling pagbabalik sa Pilipinas. Yung third is yung technical preparation. Technical, especially if naiisip mo, pag uwi ko magdenegosyo ako. No? Kailangan talaga mayroon kang skill, may knowledge ka kung ano man yung gagawin mo. Some of us gusto naman, di ko na kailangan magtrabaho pero gusto kong mag-volunteer. So ano bang volunteer work? No? So ano ba yung pwede mong i-contribute? So kailangan prepared tayo kung ano man yung gusto nating gawin habang nasa labas ng bansa, yun yung ginagawa natin. So, merong iba-ibang type of return eh. Ang tawag natin dito, typology of return. Yung first natin, return of failure. Of course, as the term says, failure, yung overseas Filipino, hindi siya naka-adapt dun sa host country. Ito, makikita mo, 3 months lang silang nasa labas ng bansa, nandiyan naman sila sa Pilipinas. No? Hindi nila nakayanan, nakala nila sarap ng buhay, ang hirap pala, muuwi sila, so bumabalik na sila sa Philippines. Marami din tayo yung cases of nagiging victim sila ng illegal recruiter, trafficker, so napapauwi sila na hindi nila na-achieve yung goal nila for going out of the country. Or, kagaya ngayon, no, forced to return because of either of war, economic crisis, unforeseen incidents, no. Kagaya ngayon, yung COVID-19, marami sa atin umuwi. Kaya nga sabi ko, marami dun sa 530,000 na yun. They're not prepared to return home. No? And kapag wala na silang opportunity to go out again, mapapabilang sila dito sa ganitong klaseng return. No? Return of failure. Failure meaning hindi nila na-achieve yung gusto nilang goal for going out of the country. Yung pangalawa, of course, ito yung temporary return. Alam ito ng maraming overseas Filipino or even yung mga immigrant. No? Of course, sa overseas Filipino natin, yung balik manggagawa. Temporary lang. After one contract, uuwi ka. Pero ito, may intention pa namang bumalik. No? Bumalik pa rin sa trabaho. Basta makahanap ng opportunity, aalis pa rin sila. Kaya temporary lang yung return nila. Meron din tayo yung return of retirement. No? Yung overseas Filipino, gusto nila mag-return for good at mag-retire sa Philippines pag matanda na. Ito, dalawang case ito eh. Yung iba, yung napaghandaan. Yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, pag uwi nila, meron silang pension na gagamitin. Pero marami din tayong nag-retire na walang savings, walang pension, back to zero. Yun yung nakakalungkot. And marami rin kaming nami-meet na ganito sa ating mga communities na may mga in-interview kasi kaming mga overseas Filipino returnee, no, OFW returnee. Nung nag-research kami, more than 50% sa kanilang feeling nila failure sila. Sabi nila, nung umalis kami, malakas kami, wala kaming pera, no? Pero malakas kami, okay yung family namin, healthy kami, pero ngayon bumalik kami, wala pa rin kaming pera, matanda na kami, may sakit na kami, tas iniwan na kami ng pamilya. So nakakalungkot kung ganun yung storya ng buhay ng ating mga, parang they don't deserve it. In fact, yun yung isang, these stories ng mga returnee is one of the reason kung bakit ito yung advokasya ng Atikha, ng NGO namin, why we started the NGO. Kasi we think it's not fair na after all of the sacrifices ng mga overseas Filipino natin, leaving their family behind, hindi lang sila, because the family is also sacrificing from long-term separation. Sino ba naman yung anak na gusto mo, the best years of your life, wala yung nanay mo, wala yung tatay mo, diba? So yung sacrifices on both ends eh. But mas nakakalungkot kung after all of those years of sacrifices, ma-feel mo na failure, yung decision mo ay mali. Kasi umuwi ka, failure pa rin, hindi mo pa rin na-achieve yung goal mo. So ito yung gusto natin na sanang ma-address, no? And of course, ito naman yung meron din tayo yung return of achievement. At ito yung goal nating lahat, no? Na yung mga overseas Filipino, makauwi sila, na-achieve nila yung goal nila after working abroad, pagbalik nila sa Philippines. Yung isa pang return, at ito yung hope namin sa lahat, no? Ito yung gusto naming ma-recruit, no? Yung return of innovation. Anong ibig sabihin nitong return of innovation? yung return of innovation, ibig sabihin, hindi lang sila umuuwing successful, no? Umuuwi sila na meron pa rin silang balak na gamitin yung kanilang skill na na-acquire abroad para mag-develop ng innovation, ano? Makapag-provide ng service sila sa bansa. No? Hindi lang para sa sarili nila, kung hindi para sa pag-unlad ng community, sa pag-unlad ng bansa. And sa ngayon, marami din tayong nakukuhang ganito, no? Yung mga umuuwi, hindi na para sa akin, no? Yung sabi nila, ang pag-uwi ko, hindi na para sa akin. Gusto ko namang mag-give back. No? Gusto ko naman kung ano yung nakuha ko, na-gain ko, na knowledge, na-gain ko, na resources sa labas ng bansa. Gusto ko namang tumulong. Gusto kong tumulong sa probinsya ko, gusto kong tumulong sa barangay ko, sa school ko, iba-iba, no? And gusto nilang yung talent or yung mga information ng knowledge nila ay makakontribute sa community. So yun yung iba't ibang return ng Pilipinas, ng mga Filipino natin, based dun sa experience namin going through the different returning natin sa Pilipinas. Ano yung common na experience namin while sa mga umuwi sa Philippines, no? Ang nakikita namin ngayon sa ating communities, mas majority yung mga return of failure. Ibig sabihin, umuwi sila hindi dahil sa prepared na sila, handa na sila, may savings na sila. Kung hindi, forced return ang tawag natin. No? Because victim ng trafficking or war, financial crisis, illness, ngayon yung namang health crisis. No? At mas marami ito na nakikita tayo sa community natin. Sumusunod dahil matagal na rin yung history ng migration natin, yung return of retirement. At yung goal ng programa ng ATICA, no? In fact, yung goal namin dito sa mga training na to is lumaki yung percentage ng return of achievement at saka we are able to tap yung resources ng mga return of innovation. Ito yung goal nitong programa ng ATICA. Kaya lang sinasabi natin, no, hirap sila sa muling pagbabalik sa Philippines na maging successful because they are confronted with a lot of challenges for returning home for good. So ano yung mga challenges na to? Kayo, anong tingin ninyo? Marami matagal na din kayong nasa labas ng bansa. You can chat. Ano yung challenges, or you can unmute yourself. Ano ba yung nakikita ninyong challenges? Bakit hindi nakakauwi or kukonti, no? Mga 30% lang. Sana 100%, 'di ba? Na-expect mo ganun. Bakit 30% lang? At ang karamihan ay hindi sila makauwi. Anybody? May gustong sumagot? Ano yung challenges ng nagchat-chat ba kayo?
Yeah, chat. Kasi I think we are
sige. Okay. So healthcare, wala kasing healthcare sa Philippines. Expensive yung healthcare sa Philippines, no? Kulang pa ang ipon. True, no? Yun yung number one, no? Sinasabi nila wala pa kaming ipon, no? And magtataka ka, minsan sasabihin natin kulang sa budget. And kahit pa pag nanonood ka sa TV, sa mga news, 'di ba? Parang pag may crisis, financial crisis, ilang taon na ho ba kayo diyan sa bansa na 'yan? 20 years. Di pwede na kayong umuwi. Wala pa ring ipon no? So 'yun yung number one question, no? Kulang pa rin yung ipon nila despite long years of work abroad, no? 'Yun yung first question. Ano yung barriers to reintegration? Lack of savings and investment. So siguro iisipin natin, bakit kaya wala silang savings at investment? Ang laki ng sweldo nila compared sa sweldo sa Philippines, no? Ang isang dahilan dito, minsan hindi nila alam yung tamang strategy for savings, no? Ang pangalawang dahilan ay yung pangalawang barrier, which is also malaking percentage ng reason for difficulty in returning and reintegration, ay yung family issues. No? Especially family issues that drain yung resources ng overseas Filipinos. Especially ito yung mga OFW na iniwan yung family sa Philippines and mag-isa lang na nasa labas ng bansa. No? So ang daming, or even sometimes yung mga kahit na dinala yung family pero malaki pa rin yung family expectations, no? May problem tayo ang nakikita naming malaking problem dito is yung problem of dependency, no? Actually dalawang one is yung problems related to finances, no? Na nagde-drain ng resources like dependency sa remittance, wala nang nagtatrabaho. Yung pangalawa din dito ay yung problem sa relationship, no? Relationship issues, no? Kumbaga minsan nagre-rebelde yung mga anak kasi gustong umuwi yung mga magulang, ayaw umuwi. So hindi magtatapos ng college kasi yun yung minsan problema kapag most of the overseas Filipino kaya naman sila umuwi for the future of the children or for the future of the family. Kaya lang the moment na nagkaroon ng relationship issues between parents and children, yung dream na to ay oftentimes hindi nagiging reality because kung nagre-rebelde yung mga bata, no? Kung kapag hindi mag-guide, kaya hindi sila nagtatapos ng pag-aaral, they marry young. At maraming tayong cases na alam, yung mga overseas Filipino na nasa labas ng bansa, hindi lang yung sinusuportahan nila yung anak nila, kung hindi, pati yung mga apo nila, yung pag-aaral ng mga apo nila. I remember nung nandun ako sa Italy, nag-interview ako ng mga OFW sa Italy. Merong grupo doon, more than 60 years old na sila. No? Sabi ko, ba't hindi pa kayo umuwi? Siguro yaman-yaman na ninyo. Alam mo, sabi nila, hindi pa kami pwedeng umuwi kasi pinapaaral pa namin ang aming mga apo. No? So yun yung reason kung bakit. And these are some of the examples na pag uwi nila, wala pa rin silang pera. Kahit na parang they've been working abroad for 30 years. No? So yun yung mga challenges. No? Meron naman nakapag-save, no? Kasi nang umuwi, malaki na yung savings, tingin nila makakapag-start na sila ng negosyo. Mag-start sila ng negosyo. Unfortunately, nagfe-fail yung mga negosyo. Why? Kasi kulang sa pag-aaral. Kung ano ba yung dapat na negosyo. Meron tayong tendency na parang gaya-gaya. Kung ano yung nakita mo, ay successful yung business ng kapitbahay ko, ganun din yung gawin ko. And hindi pinag-aralan yung sarili, hindi pinag-aralan yung negosyo. Kaya yung hard-earned money na inipon for 5 years, napapalugi in 1 year time. Yun yung nakikita natin dito. Kaya gusto natin yung mga overseas Filipino, kung may balak talagang magnegosyo, habang nasa abroad pa at may income pa, simulan ng pag-aralan at maybe start na in a small way yung negosyong gusto nila. Because yun yung nakikita natin ngayon, ang term ko nga dito, parachute. Bit-bit mo yung lahat ng ipon mo, no? Magpaparachute ka sa Pilipinas, hindi mo alam yung plano mo, nagmamadali kang magnegosyo kasi wala ka ng kinikita. So yun yung nakikita nating challenge. And dahil nagmamadali, walang enough time to do feasibility study, aralin yung sarili, ano yung opportunities, bago mag-start ng negosyo. And ideally, dapat ginagawa mo yun habang nasa labas ka pa ng bansa. And ang isa din ay hindi nila alam, yung mga overseas Filipino natin, hindi nila alam kung anong oportunidad. No? I think you don't know, for example, kami nasa Calabarzon, yung namin in Western Visayas, no, Region 6, kami yung nagmamap ng mga opportunities sa mga probinsya, mga region, and we link these opportunities sa mga overseas Filipinos. Pero ilan lang yung nare-reach out namin mga overseas Filipinos. So most of the overseas Filipinos hindi nila alam kung anong oportunidad sa mga probinsya nila. O kaya, also, hindi sila masyadong nag-i-invest sa mga areas nila that will create jobs and opportunities. Kung mapapansin natin, sa mga communities, ano yung first investment ng mga OFW? Bahay. Naglalakihan ang mga bahay. Yun ang investment nila. They think that the bahay na pinapagawa nila is their first investment. Kaya lang, alam naman natin dead investment yan kasi may value nga siya, pero since hindi mo naman siya maika-cash, hindi mo siya magagamit, no? Unfortunately, may mga pinapagawang bahay, wala mang right of way, nasa likod ng bahay ng nanay nila, o kaya pagkalaki-laking bahay. I remember nung nag-financial literacy naman kami sa mga seafarers' wives. Nung after the training, sabi niya, ngayon ko lang na-realize, ma'am, mali pala yung ginawa kong desisyon na nagpagawa ako ng pagkalaki-laking bahay na nag-cost ng 5 million. No? Limang kwarto, 5 million. Tapos ngayon, ang tinutulugan lang namin sa 5 kwartong yun, 1 kwarto lang kasi nagtitipid kami sa aircon. Sana nagpagawa na lang ako ng 2 kwarto. And then yung 3 million, nagamit ko para sa negosyo. So yun yung sinasabi natin na kasi nag-invest tayo, no, sa mga hindi sa magki-create ng further wealth sa atin, hindi sa negosyo, no. So yun yung isang problema natin. Kasi pag nag-invest tayo sa negosyo, nagki-create siya ng job, no. Napapaikot natin yung pera natin sa community. So mas lalago yung community pag uwi mo, meron kang market kung ano mang business yung gagawin mo dun sa iyong municipality o sa iyong probinsya. Ang isa din nakita namin, yung may mga areas kasi walang enabling environment para mag-attract ng investment o business ng mga overseas Filipinos. Walang ganong consciousness yung ating mga local government, yung ating mga agencies involved sa mga business, kung ano ba yung pwedeng contribution, no? Financial, technical, and social contribution ng mga overseas Filipinos sa kanilang region or province. Kasi kung magkakaroon ng ganong awareness yung ating mga Regional Development Council, magkikreate sila ng opportunities. Magkakampaign sila for this kind of opportunities. But very few regions are doing this. No? Isa yung region ng Calabarzon who is doing this. We have an ongoing program with them. So, so ano yung mga factors for successful return? Una, of course, yung pinaka-importante yung OFW. Meron siyang firm resolve na pagtagumpayan yung kanyang pag-abroad. No? Malinaw yung goal niya. Ano ba yung gusto kong ma-achieve? No? Ito yung goal ko at pag na-reach ko yung goal na to, uuwi na ako. No? And karamihan sa mga overseas Filipino based experience namin, wala silang ganyan. Wala silang very definite, concrete goal, na measurable goal na masasabi ko pag ganito na uuwi na ako. Tapos yun, wala silang program for savings and investment. Importante, ito yung nakita namin, importante, yung close family relations. Kailangan, ito kasi yung nasa-sacrifice. Kapag hindi mo inalagaan yung communication, hindi mo inalagaan yung relationship, ito yung nasa-sacrifice. And yung mas uphill battle, kapag hindi mo kasi, you don't get the support of your family. Kumbaga, nagsisave ka, pero kung sila naman hindi nagtitipid, dependent naman sila, mas hirap ka. No? And then, nabanggit ko nga, you need the skills necessary for productive return. Importanteng kakampi natin yung family natin. And dito sa program na to, gusto natin from the start ng yung pagpaplano sa muling pagbabalik, kasama natin yung family. Kasi kapag may kaagapay ka, mas kalahati lang ng load. Ang kalahati ng load ng reintegration preparedness dapat bitbit ng family. No? Hindi superwoman yung superman yung OF na siya lahat ang bahala. Kailangan din alam ng family yung goal. No? May savings and investment din sila, tumutulong sila sa pag-nurture ng relationship. Yung mga bata nagtatapos. No? Ito yung nakita namin marami sa mga overseas Filipino na yung successful, yung considered nila. Maaaring wala silang malaking perang bitbit, pero napagtapos nila ng kolehiyo yung kanilang mga anak, para sa kanila successful yung kanilang pag-abroad. Merong mga kami na yung mga bata, kasi it's one of the work of Atika, we also work with the children of overseas Filipino. Music to the ears ng mga magulang, sasabihin ng anak, "Nay, umuwi ka na, kami naman." No? So yun yung natin. Kasi nag-graduate na sila, nakaka-earn na sila, pwede nang umuwi. No? Nanay man yan o tatay na pwede na silang And yung family nagko-contribute sila sa income. At ito yung advocacy namin. Sa labas ng bansa, kaya we're partnering with you, no, with OWA, POLO, with Chamber. Kasi we need migration stakeholders. We call ourselves migration stakeholders, no? Ano naman yung role natin? Ang role natin, we can provide economic and social services. What you are doing right now is form of a service, no? Kasi you provide information. Tapos meron ngayon, we are working on a step ladder training program. I will discuss this later. Ano ba yung we provide information about available jobs, available savings and business opportunities sa kanila. We provide access to capital. We can link them to kung kailangan nila ng negosyo. Meron tayong mga access to capital, access to technology and market, and we also provide them with a list of available development projects para sa gustong mag-volunteer, no? Or gustong mag-give back. So, sabi ko nga, kanina, it should start, yung ating program that should start from pre-departure. Ito yung hinahabol namin ngayon, no? As OWA, no? Ako as OWA and also as Atikha, gusto natin mas ayusin natin yung pre-departure training program natin na dapat kasama yung family sa pre-departure stage pa lang para alam nila yung challenges. Dito pinag-uusapan na dapat yung goal, ano yung expectation sa bawat isa at ano nung dapat yung contribution. On-site, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung savings program, yung pag-nurture ng relationship. May role yung overseas Filipino, may role yung family habang nasa on-site. No? They have to, dapat yung family may responsible caretaker, nagko-contribute din sila sa family income, nagno-nurture ng family relations, tapos may skills upgrading din sila. Sa return phase, dapat ano na lang to Ito na dapat yung pinakamadaling phase. No? Kapag na-prepare mo ng gusto habang on-site ka, ito, in-implement mo na lang siya. No? Hindi na dapat siya uphill battle, kagaya ngayon. And ito, lahat ng phases na to, kaagapay nila yung government. At saka yung iba pang mga private sector, NGOs, kasi tayo yung nagpo-provide ng information sa kanila on the different services, on the different opportunities na pwede nilang gawin sa kanilang mga sa kanilang mga probinsya, sa kanilang mga regions. So, ito yung step by step na gusto natin na way na ma-undergo ng ating mga overseas Filipino. Una, tingin namin ito yung dapat kapag wala ka pang preparation, tingin mo, naku, hindi ko pa nagagawa ito. Ano ba yung step 1 na dapat kong gawin? You have to do a goal setting with your family. No? Set migration goals. And ano ba yung role ng bawat isa? Ano yung role ng overseas Filipino? Ano yung role ng family member? Para ma-reach natin yung goal na yon. Yung goal natin should be very specific. No? May amount, may time frame, yung smart goal setting. And these are some of the things that we will be teaching dun sa ating program na i-offer namin din sa inyo, no? Together with POLO-WDC and also with the chamber. Yung module namin, meron talagang focus on shared responsibility between the overseas Filipino and the family. Kasi ito yung nakikita nating kulang sa lahat ng mga module natin ngayon. And as women representative ng OWA, ito yung aking advokasya to mainstream itong gender dimension ng migration. Ano ba yung gender dimension ng migration? Ito yung pag-ensure na may sharing of responsibility yung overseas Filipino at yung family sa success, no? Ng pag-abroad. Kailangan alam ng bawat isa yung role and contribution nila. Yung susunod dito, yung smart spending and financial planning, no? Dapat dinidiscuss ito ng pamilya, no? After discussing the goal, ano ba yung dapat nating gawin? Ano yung contribution ng bawat isa sa atin in terms of spending, at saka planning. Pangatlo, kailangan ay may start as soon as possible yung savings program. In fact, ang advice namin dito, first time kang umapak sa labas ng bansa, no? Yung first month mo, dapat meron ka ng sineset aside. Sinasabi nila, pwede ba yun? Siyempre, ang dami pa namin, aside from yung utang. Of course, kailangan mong bayaran muna yung utang. No? But right after, mabayaran mo na yung mga obligations mo, kailangan ka nang mag-start ng iyong savings program. And we will teach you how to do this. No? And then, kailangan mo yung skills training. Yung mga overseas Filipino natin, you have to appreciate the work that you do. Kasi nakikita namin dito, kung ano yung trabaho mo, yun yung nagiging skill mo na Kagaya ngayon, na ngayong panahon ng pandemic, ang dami naming nakuha sa training namin ng mga chef. Kasi sila yung mga nasa cruise ship, chef sila ng barko, 20 years experience bilang chef. So pag uwi dito sa Philippines, ano yung kanilang mga negosyo? Magtatayo ng bake shop. So of course, kami kapag ganun yung business idea mo, tuwan-tuwa kami kasi imagine you have 20 years experience dun sa negosyong papasukan mo. So appreciate those skills that you get from the work that you have abroad. And then yung family din dito dapat din ay mag-undergo ng skills training or skills upgrading kasi dapat katulong din ninyo sila sa negosyo. And then entrepreneurship training, meron tayong ginagawa ngayon. Meron tayong running na mga entrepreneurship program ng maraming agencies, government, private sector, NGOs. You can choose from different use the time na nasa abroad kayo na mag-aral. Lalo na ngayon, ang dami ng online training. And ito, dapat yung pinaka-end stage, yung goal natin, either you start your business o nakapag-start ka naman while nasa job site, improve your business, yung SIYB, start and improve your business yan. Retire ka na lang at saka give back. So yun yung stages nung natin, reintegration preparedness process natin. And paano ninyo, right now we have this program, tawag namin Gear Up program. Go, Earn, Achieve, Return, Uplift Philippines. And sabi nga namin, this really should start from pre-departure. Ginagawa na natin to. We have a partnership with local government, with POEA and OWA for this. We call it a step ladder training program. Para sa ganon, ang attitude natin sa lahat ng training, sa lahat ng webinar, ay mga step ladder to reintegration, successful reintegration. Kasi bawat information ay may nabibigay sa ating dagdag na kaalaman sa mas nakakapaghanda tayo sa muling pagbabalik sa Philippines. So sa ngayon, ito yung mga iba't ibang training program that are being offered. In fact, yung NGO namin offers this. And we have a partnership with different agencies, government agencies, also private sector. Yung level 1 is financial literacy. Yung una, yung pre-migration orientation seminar together with the family. Ito ay financial education, yung smart spending and budgeting, paano din mag-save, reintegration counseling. Yung mga nasa labas na ng bansa, parang you want to go home in the next 5 years, kahit na 10 years pa yan, you have to start this one, reintegration planning and counseling. Tapos meron din level 3 yung marketplace event kung saan we are showcasing the different investment and business opportunities dun sa iba't ibang regions where we are working. Yung fourth is skills training and then entrepreneurship training. Ito, hindi naman kailangan one after the other. Kahit na kung saan yung opportunity, i-grab mo ito. Ang ibig sabihin itong step ladder na to, kailangan lahat niyan ng process ay makuha ninyo. And we're implementing this in partnership with other stakeholders. Sa ngayon, because of COVID, meron initiative yung OWA, Philippine National Volunteer Service Coordinating Agency and ATICA, yung Balik Kabayanihan. It is mobilizing different partners para mag-assist sa mga overseas Filipino. Meron tayong, ganito yung namin, meron tayong kinikreate na technical working group reintegration sa ilang regions. Hindi pa to all over the Philippines, ilang region pa lang. But at least we're starting it. At least our government is starting it in partnership with NGOs and private sector. Meron din tayong mga provinces na merong Regional Committee on Migration and Development. And kapag very active itong Regional Committee na to, napakalaki yung tulong niya sa mga overseas Filipino na gustong magnegosyo, gustong mag-invest sa Philippines. So if you want to know more about itong mga programs ng ATICA or even other agencies, other government agency, like yung Pinoy Wise FB page ng ATICA, ito yung FB page namin, Pinoy Wise FB page, or we also have internet TV, it's called Pinoy Wise ITV YouTube channel. Lahat ng mga programs ng government, like kunyari ngayon sa panahon ng pandemic, ang dami-daming programs ng iba't ibang government agency, private sector, fini-feature natin dyan. So, ang tanong sa lahat sa inyo is, uuwi na kayo sa Philippines, ano bang type of return ang gusto ninyo? Gusto ba ninyo ng return of retirement? return of innovation, return of achievement. So pag-isipan ninyo what type of return at kailangan paghandaan na ninyo yan the soonest possible time. No? So kung interested kayo sa mga training programs that we will offer to help you plan for your return and reintegration, we are offering this in partnership with POLO-WDC, the Chamber, and the Embassy. Yung ating reintegration planning program, yung Gear Up, no? Go, Earn, Achieve, Return, Uplift Philippines program. So this is going to be in July. Lahat ng Saturday evening the first 4 Saturday ng July at 7 p.m. And sa Philippines naman, Sunday, 7 o'clock a.m. Sorry, that should be a.m. sa Philippines. And this is the registration link. And we are offering it to overseas Filipino at saka yung family nila. Ideally, itong training program na to, kinukuha ninyo sila, hindi lang yung overseas Filipino. Gusto natin makasama din natin dito sa training program na to, yung mga anak ninyo, yung asawa ninyo, because the workshop are family workshops. Kaya mas piniprefer namin, the registration, kapag magre-register kayo, i-register din ninyo yung family member ninyo sa Philippines na mag-join itong training program na to. So that's it. I'm open for questions. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you for all that information, Mai. I mean, I totally get that vague notion that every person dreaming to work abroad to improve their lives have. You know, it seems so simple. Find work abroad, earn money, send money home, and then return home. But it's really not as simple as that, as your presentation has shown, right? So that's why please join us in our July workshop. As Mai has said, this will be on the first 4 Saturdays of July, starting on July 3, and we will post the registration link on our FB page. So Q&A. Again, to our Zoom attendees, if you have any questions, please type them into the Q&A or the chat box. We do have some questions we received in advance, so probably we can start with that. Okay. Where is this? In planning for return and reintegration, how important is the whole family in this process?
How important is the family? Nabanggit ko, no? Ang hirap pag hindi mo kasama yung family mo. Kaya if you are really planning to go back home, importante na alam ng family mo kung ano yung goal mo. Yun yung number 1. Kasi marami sa atin, yung goal natin, sinasarili lang natin. We don't even communicate our goal to our family. Sometimes, for example, yung spouse nasa Philippines, when we ask them, kailan ba babalik yung kailan ba babalik yung overseas Filipino spouse mo? No? Hindi ko alam. Ano bang balak ninyo? Hindi ko rin alam, no? So it just shows you, no, yung yung communication gap between the overseas Filipino and the family. Kaya no wonder hirap na hirap yung mga overseas Filipino kasi hindi sila tinutulungan. Why? Because there is no communication, no? Kung ano ba yung goal mo, paano ka to, and we don't, you know, yung overseas Filipino, they don't even communicate what is the expectation from the family. Ang feeling kasi nila, pwede pa ba? Dependent na yung anak ko ever since, pwede pa ba? Meron pa bang pag-asa yon? Parang ganon, ano? Of course, kasi minsan, parang nagtatansyahan, ito yung na-realize natin through the years working with overseas Filipino and family. Maraming kinikimkim sa puso, pero never natin ako-communicate. Never natin, natatakot tayo. Takot tayo ng confrontation, takot tayo sa away. So, through all those years, lahat ng gusto mong sabihin, nasa loob mo lang. On both sides, no? Yung children to their parents, yung parents to their children, to their spouses. And I think that is the value kung bakit itong gusto nating training ay family siya. Because sabi nga nung mga when we started doing this, kasi we've done this already, no? This is not the first time. We've done this in Hong Kong, Singapore, Qatar, UAE, and Italy. This training program. And then sabi nila, yung maganda po kasi dito, hindi na-feel nung pamilya namin na sinesermonan namin sila. Kasi kapag kami ang magsasabi nung sinasabi ninyo, parang feeling nila, defensive sila, no? Pero kung nakikita nila, ay lecture, si teacher yung nagsasabi as a speaker, and then pinapa-workshop mo sila, kasi hindi after estrangement, matagal nang hindi nag-uusap, parang out of the blue, ang hirap ding sabihin ng mga OFW, talaga mag-planning tayo, mag-financial planning tayo, parang, ha? Ano yun? Pero if it is done in a workshop setting, parang ano siya, no? Kasi training tayo, may webinar tayong dalawa. So may reason for us to talk about it. No? Yun yung value nung we're doing it in a workshop. And then, yun yung na-appreciate ng mga OFW natin na maganda po, naririnig nila sa iba. No? Yung mga dapat gawin. Yung you have to contribute, hindi ka dapat maging dependent, di ba? We teach them strategy on learning to say no. Kasi yung pinaka-problema ng Pinoy, hindi marunong humindi. No? So yun, those are some of the things na di-discuss natin. So nalalaman din ng family member na kapag gagawin to ng nanay mo, ng tatay mo, it's because of this. So yun, importante yung family.
I'm just like nodding and like, yeah, mismo, totoo, right? It's like a lot of the issues as well is really the family, because they don't understand, as you said, hindi nila maintindihan, and also they become very dependent on the money coming in, and then so ando maraming emotional entanglements, as you said. Yeah, so you have to be emotionally prepared as well. I completely understand and agree. Okay, next question. What are the resources available to returning Filipinos, like skills retooling, business loans, and counseling?
Madami. In fact, alam mo, because Atika and I myself, we are a consultant of other countries. No? We're tapped by other UN agencies. Consultant kami sa Cambodia, Myanmar, Lao PDR, Indonesia. I would say talaga yung Philippines, isa tayo sa mga pinakamaraming program for migrants. In fact, iinggit nga sila when kinukwento ko sa kanila yung mga available nating resources. No? For example, ngayon, no, we have grants. We even have grant program. OWA has a grant program for groups of overseas Filipinos. No? Meron tayong, ang tawag natin, tulong puso. No? From 150,000 to 1 million for groups of parang organized overseas Filipino na mag-engage in business. They have that. No, meron din tayong for individual naman, meron tayong mga Pinas Balik Hanap Buhay. It's a grant program also. Marami tayong soft loans. Lalo na ngayon sa panahon ng pandemic, zero interest loans. Ang babayaran lang ay yung service fee, which is like 3.5% ng loan natin. And soft loans are available from Department of Agriculture kung agribusiness ka, from 300,000 to to 5 million, depende sa business plan mo, no, at cash flow. We have also from DTI, meron sila from SB Guarantee Finance Corporation, SBGFC. They have also the Heroes Program. It's for overseas Filipino startup. Mga 100,000 yung pwede dyan na ilo-loan ng mga overseas Filipino. And those are just some of the few. Even ang OWA, meron tayong loan program. Yung Enterprise Development Loan Program. Kung gustong magnegosyo, up to 2 million naman to. It is being managed by Land Bank. Minimal percentage, no, 7% na yung interest niya per annum. And of course, madaling sabihin yung mga loan, no? And of course, ang ano ko lang dito, kailangan naman talaga sound yung business plan because these are loans. No? Ang mentality ng bangko, pwede ako magpabigay ng loan sa'yo provided that meron kang capacity to pay. And yun yung mahirap i-justify. Kapag wala kang sound business plan, no, naisip mo lang yung negosyo and then maglo-loan ka, of course, hindi papasa. Yung iba kasi galit na ano ba yan? Sinasabi nyo may loan, hindi naman available. Of course, there's two sides of the coin. Gustong-gusto nilang ipa-avail yan sa'yo, but you have to have the capacity to manage the negosyo, to pay back the loan, because ang hindi din natin gusto dito ay mabaong kayo sa utang. no? You get loan and then you don't have the capacity to pay it. Instead of natulungan namin kayo, ay pinahamak pa namin kayo, no? Yun yung reason kung bakit then we have requirements. And I suggest if this is the track na gusto ninyo, like you don't have enough capital, gusto niyo mag-loan, ngayon pa lang pag-aralan na ninyo, pag-aralan ninyo yung negosyo. Para sa ganon, maayos yung inyong business plan. Maayos yung plano mo sa iyong pagnenegosyo. And you have to have the capacity to manage it or kung family mo naman, they have the passion for it. Kasama din yan sa mga ino-offer natin. Meron tayong Start and Improve Your Business training.
That actually answered the next question, which is kind of related. Because the next question was, can OFWs use the DOL or any other government institution for loans to start a business? So you've answered that question, but so basically, is there like a central information center, resource, whatever, that they can go to learn all of this? Kasi hirap naman pa isa-isa if you go to each institution, right?
It's true. We're setting it up. No, actually, we have the platform set up already, the Balikabayanihan portal, but we're still collecting all of those information right now. But they can visit it, www.balikabayanihan.owa.gov.ph. But hindi pa siya tapos, no? Pero they can already view the site. Nasa process kami nung finalizing all of those information.
Okay.
You can also view visit yung Pinoy Wise ITV because all of those different program, meron kaming interview sa bawat isa sa kanila kung ano yung requirement, ano ba yung pwede, ano yung hindi pwede. May mga videos, no? Siguro when we have next month, we are coming up with a webinar on the different loans available. I will also share that information with you.
Great. And of course, during the workshop, you'll give all this information too,
Yes,
right?
yes. Hopefully by July, we will have that portal. Tutulungan tayo ni Waishi na i-facilitate.
Okay, somebody wrote on the chat box from Emerald de la Rosa, these are big words and possibly doable. However, investing back in the Philippines may be so difficult, i.e. electricity is so expensive, difficult to locate capable labor, graft and corruption, etc. So those
true.
are actually concerns. So what can you say about those concerns?
Of course, totoo naman yun. Pero kagaya ng napag-aralan ko sa sa Masters in Entrepreneurship, whenever there are challenges, there are always opportunities, no? Kasi we have more than 100 million population na lahat yan may needs na kailangan nating tugunan. So there are always opportunities, no? Sa ngayon, ngayon ng pandemic, ang daming nag-close, di ba?
Yeah.
Pero ang dami ding nag-boom na negosyo. No? So kung negosyante ka, if you're an entrepreneur, yung mindset mo is an entrepreneur, nakafocus ka sa solution. No? Maraming challenges, lahat ng mga challenges na sinabi mo, I agree with you. They are all true. No? Na-encounter natin yan. Yan nga yung complaint ng maraming entrepreneurs sa Philippines na napakamahal ng electricity. No? And then, minsan napakabagal na mga papers. No? But if you are focusing on the opportunity, may way. Meron palaging solusyon na pwede tayong pagtulong-tulungan. And more and more sa mga initiatives natin, we engage the local government. Itong mga initiative natin, like I told you meron tayong technical working group reintegration. These challenges, we bring it up to the Committee on Migration and Development. Sinasabi natin, some of the challenges meron silang pwedeng gawin. No? Lalo na kung government naman yung nag-create ng some of those challenges, pwedeng gawin. May mga pwede tayong gawin. Pero I cannot say na all of the areas ganyan. May mga but the challenges are real. But there are always opportunities.
Yun. I agree with you as well. I lived there for a while. I actually worked for the government for a while also. So I understand the workings. Okay. Let's see here. So many migrant workers leave primarily to send back money to support their family back home and come back with very little to no savings. What can they do and what support can they get to mitigate this cycle?
Yung ano namin dyan is, kagaya nung nabanggit ko, first and foremost, bago pa tayo umalis ng Pilipinas, sana, no? Pag-usapan na natin to. Pero just in case, nasa abroad na eh. No? Hindi ko na nga nagawa yan eh. Anong gagawin ko? It's not too late. Kailangan pa rin kausapin yung family. Magkaroon ng, kung halimbawa hindi yan nagawa, ngayon you can tell your plans. Like you have plans of going back home in the next 5 years. So ano yung plano natin para successful yung muling pagbabalik sa Philippines? Because they have to realize na yung hindi sustainable, yung in fact, we discourage talaga yung dependency. Isa yan sa mga lessons na ituturo natin sa training program. Paano natin i-address yung problem of dependency? Ano yung solution natin dyan? No? The first thing talaga dyan is kapag may shared goal yung family, nakita namin, kapag yung family aware sila sa goal mo, kapag mag-say ka ng no, they will not take that against you kasi alam nila, ano yung bigger goal? Bilhin mo yung gusto mo or maging successful tayong makapag-start ng negosyo para makasama mo na si nanay at si tatay. Even children, no? Ma-amaze kami minsan kung yung capacity ng children, elementary school children, kasi we have a partnership with DepEd. Yung mga bata nagsisave. Because we have a savings program, we have a Batang Atika savings program, nag-change talaga ng mindset yung mga bata. No? They started saving. Tapos minsan pa nga yung family na naiwan sa Philippines mapapahiya kasi mangungutang dun sa batang nagsisave. Kaya magsisave na rin po ako kasi nahiya na po ako na every time malate po yung remittance, hinihiram ko yung saving ng anak ko, magsisave na rin ako. So, I mean, it's not too late. Kailangan lang ng open communication with our family. I-open natin yung nafe-feel natin, challenges natin, and then find the solution as a family.
Great. So this workshop, will teach the migrant worker and the family to do all that.
Yes.
Meron din bang like opportunity for them to learn about like investing in some kind of business from whenever they are, not from abroad pa lang, before they actually return home?
Actually, hindi, yan, yung dun sa ladder namin, diba? It's another stage. It's another workshop. No, it's not included in the workshop that we will be offering in July. Kasi kumbaga parang yung workshop natin ay grade 2. Level 2 tayo, level 2, and that is level 3. The different we call it marketplace. We hold marketplace events, no, where we showcase the different investment and business opportunity in their areas. So we do it either regional level, like we invite all of those from Calabarzon all over the world and showcase the different investment and business opportunities of Calabarzon, or agriculture. Lahat ng mga interested sa agribusiness, we have a program with the Department of Agriculture. Pero mas maganda kasi it is region specific. Kasi what is the opportunity in Mindanao might not be the opportunity in Calabarzon, for example. Kaya kami nakita namin mas maganda na region specific. And then we can even we even invite the local government to speak. Kasi kung may mga special program din even the local government eh. So pwedeng sabihin sa province of Iloilo, like right now, for example, the province of Iloilo, meron silang mga soft loan program, zero interest for all of those, and even the province of Tarlac, ng mga repatriated OFW. No? So it's good to know that your province merong ganung program. But that's a different kasi daming yan eh, daming series of sessions.
So are those already scheduled or parang, whenever the need arises? How does that work?
Meron kaming regular program, quarterly program, for example, per region. We announce them. Like even yung lahat ng levels na sinabi ko, may mga schedule yan throughout the year. As far as Calabarzon is concerned, at saka Western Visayas, because that is where we are working, yung Atika. No? Kasi we are the secretariat. We do all of the scheduling, coordinating, ganyan. But, the programs are available. It's not, if we're doing it in Calabarzon, it doesn't mean that it's only available in Calabarzon, because especially yung national government program, like yung OWA program, pag inano natin yan, sa lahat ng region, available yung the DA program, lahat ng available yan. We schedule that ahead of time, and we can let you know yung mga programs natin, kung ano yung mga, like 1 month in advance, we give the e-TARP, e-invite.
Yeah.
For people to register dun sa mga marketplace events, sa mga skills training, sa mga start and improve your business. Like in July, we have another batch for we have a Balik Kabayanihan start and improve your business training. Also, it's a 6-week program. Webinar din siya. It's a training and mentoring program. We have mentors from AIM, Alumni Association, who are successful entrepreneurs themselves. We were able to tap them as volunteers dun sa Balik Kabayanihan program that I was mentioning to you, mobilizing government and private sector. Available lang yan ngayon, panahon ng pandemic, because these people, yung kanilang charge 80,000 per lecture, we are getting them for peanuts. Kaya sinasabi ko sa mga overseas Filipinos at sa mga entrepreneur, even yung mga nakapag-start and they nagka-problema because of pandemic, take advantage of this, kasi while we are giving it for free, next time hindi na to libre.
So you're the contact person to reach out to if they would like to request some different workshop.
Pwede naman. We can tailor fit. We can tailor fit also trainings for them. Depende sa, like, if they're an organized group, we can study like right now, may request sa amin for Saudi Arabia naman for those who are going home na. So, ano pang preparation ang gagawin mo, pauwi na sila. So, we can tailor fit a training program for them. Mas opportunities yun. Anong opportunities pag uwi nila sa Philippines?
Okay. All right. That's very, very interesting, very helpful information for everybody. We have a question here, or unless masagot.
I can email my I'll put my email sa chat box. I may be, wait, nasaan ba yung for everybody? My email is Mai-Anonuevo, my name, at gmail.com. Mai-Anonuevo, dire-diretso lang siya, all small letters, and then at gmail.com. So you can, if you have questions or if may proposal or meron kayong iniisip na, my group, may dito, Olma, please don't forget my question. I posted it in the Q&A.
I was about to read it kasi nakita ko.
Okay.
Jonathan, how can we have the best of both worlds by not necessarily moving to the Philippines entirely, like 6 months here and then 6 months there?
Of course. Yun ang pinakamasarap, di ba? I think a lot of you are planning to do that. Pwede naman yun. Sabi ko nga kay Olma, there are a lot of nurses who are asking me, sabi na pwede ba tayo mag-project nung yung retirement village, na kapag wala kami dyan, paparent natin yung mga bahay namin. And then pag dyan kami titira kasi ayaw na namin bumalik sa mga probinsya, ang lalayo. They're not based in the Philippines. Of course, maraming opportunities. Pagplanuhan lang, we can help you kung ano yung gusto mo. Do you want to be engaged in giving back? Do you want to be engaged in like a consultant for kung ano man yung expertise mo sa labas ng bansa? Let us know para sa ganon yung time ninyo na 6 months sa Philippines, that would be boring kung wala kayong gagawin. Lalo na kung na kayo, pensionado. Alangan namang wala kayo, nasa bahay lang kayo. So, kaya nga yung sabi ko kanina, ito yung hinahanap namin. We are recruiting return of innovations para sa ganon, pagtulong-tulungan natin. This uphill battle ito I'm just so positive kaya parang wala namang problema. No, ang daming challenges and we need all the warm bodies na kasi sa galing ng Pinoy, no? Every country na employer sasabihin nila ang galing ng Pinoy, no? Palaging status symbol yung magkaroon ka ng Pinoy na nagtatrabaho for you kasi mahal tayo relative to others, no? And they know that we deliver. Kaya imagine nyo kung lahat ng galing ninyo mapakinabangan namin sa Pilipinas doing the different projects, no? Unending, ang daming opportunities. Like right now, we're starting a national greening program with DNR for Quezon. 30-hectare property that we have to develop from maging green and ma-offer natin for agrotourism. We also have similar project in Iloilo, no? Ang ganda ng Pilipinas, 'di ba? World class ang beauty ng Philippines and we need all of your talents. Yung ninyo, network, social network ninyo, yung galing ninyo sa negosyo. Mapapakinabangan namin lahat yung mga yan. And
the retirement village idea.
I like that also, Olma. You know, it's one of my assignment for Filipino nurses living in the Middle East. Ang tagal na binigay sa akin yan, but you know, we have so many things sa namin, and we're not in the real estate development, no? So we will be glad to be part of it, but hindi namin kaya yan. Sabi ko, hindi namin kaya yan. Anyway, maghanap tayo ng partner na mas kaya yung mga project na yan. Ano? But we are very willing to help and make the connections, no? Develop programs. Because I know, ang advantage kasi namin, we are community-based NGOs. No? We're working with government, with national government, with local government. We are organizing farmers, we're organizing women, the overseas Filipinos. But hindi namin kaya to lahat, diba? We need all the overseas Filipinos. We are willing to partner with you in any way na gusto ninyo ng partnership, no? Para sa ganun makakontribute tayong lahat para sa ikabubuti ng ating bansa.
Okay, John, I hope that answered your question. Are you on board with the retirement village? Ayan, we have our first investor.
Mag-approach ka na, Olma, dyan. I think dapat yung retirement village manggaling sa US yung first. And then we can just replicate it. Replicate the model. In fact, I mentioned this sa OWA when we were discussing the comprehensive OFW reintegration program. Kasi yung isa sa mga advocacy ko sa loob ng OWA's board is ayusin natin yung comprehensive OFW reintegration program. I-tailor fit natin yung mga programa based dun sa mga skill na meron sila nakukuha from work, like 30 years of work abroad, no? Meron silang contribution. Parang step by step, no? We hope to be able to realize itong mga dreams natin.
Mismo. Ayan, so I think we have to close the webinar now. We're almost at 30. We will post all the information, yung mga email address that you need on our Facebook page. And especially if you have more questions, we can do that. And you can email us at paccdc@eboard@gmail.com also. So we'll post all of that on our Facebook page. We hope you learned a lot from this webinar. Before we go, I'd like to invite you pala to our upcoming events, no? Marami kami upcoming events. So May 31, PACC-DC is supporting solidarity against AAPI hate. Join us as we unite with the Asian American Pacific Islander community along with 20 other cities across the country to stand against discrimination. The DC rally will be held at the National Mall between 7th and 9th Streets, Washington, D.C., from 4 to 6 p.m. this coming Monday. The PACC-DC meetup will be in front of the Air and Space Museum between 2 to 3 p.m. Look for the PACC-DC banner. And then on June 6, 12 to 4 p.m. for our Philippine Independence Day celebration, let's join 9 Filipino chefs at the did you say Dacha or Daca Navy Yard, 79 Potomac Avenue, Southeast DC. They will showcase their talents with fantastic Filipino food, of course. A portion of the proceeds will be donated to a charity serving PhilAms. On June 25, our meet and greet for the month of June, we are supporting Isang Tinig, Isang Lahi, a free concert to raise funds for those severely impacted by the pandemic. And then, of course, save the date for future webinars and events on July 8 and 22, details to follow. So thank you again to our speaker, Ms. Mai Dizon-Anonuevo. This is not the last time, you'll hear more from us for sure. And do you want to invite them again to the workshop in July?
Yeah, we are going to have the workshop on Gear Up, Go Gear Up for Philippines, Go Earn, Achieve, Return, Uplift Philippines program. It's a program on preparing for successful return and reintegration back to our homeland. It's going to be in July. All the first Saturdays, yung first 4 Saturdays of July, in US, Canada time, 7 o'clock p.m. and in the Philippines, gagawin naman siyang Sunday, all of the first Sundays of July, all of the first 4 Sundays, 7 a.m. And we will share with you yung registration link. We want you, when you register, dapat yung Overseas Filipino at yung family para mas effective yung ating workshop.
Ayan. So folks, sali na kayo. This is really, really very good for you, especially if you're really planning to go back home for good. Okay, shout out also to the folks behind the scenes, Eliza Lucido of POLO-WDC. Hello, Eliza, for helping facilitate this webinar, and Christoph Innocentes of KAJI Design Studio for our poster design and IT support. Thank you, of course, to our sponsor, Ajo Gonzalez of AHG Direct Products and Services and the Gold and Green LLC. Of course, thank you to our Zoom attendees. Okay, folks, until next time. Oh, Michael, sorry. Do you want to say something? Last few words, Mike? Are you still there, Mike? Okay. So until next time, folks. Goodbye.
Okay, bye-bye.